Welcome back to Professional Wrestling Podcast, and we're here, the featured home of at Mason Rush 33, Hamilton Pro Wrestling Superstar. I'm his manager, Jonathan Hacohen. I moonlight as a partner at a law firm, plus author of the soon-to-be bestseller, The Bible 3.0, available Barnes & Noble, Indigo, Amazon, worldwide. Ask your local bookstore. And Mr. Mason Rush, you are back. And in today's episode, we are talking about your home, Hamilton Pro Wrestling, and what's been going on in that wacky world.
A special place at Hamilton Pro Wrestling.
We are feeling it over there. Beautiful place.
It's happening. We got stars, we got upcoming stars, we got great shows, tons of people, community that grows every day. What's not to love?
You know, by the way, today is magical episode number 50 of Professional Wrestling.
No way.
50, buddy.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I remember the pilot. So we've come a long, long way.
We have.
Congratulations.
Yes.
How many people make it 50 episodes in a podcast?
Well, we're just getting started.
Not many.
Friend.
Let's
just
go.
Getting started. So, in the world of Hamilton Pro Wrestling, we do have a new heavyweight champ, right? Tyler Aero.
We do.
He's got his reign, and we just had a recent event in Hamilton. This was, what was it?
The Spring Slam 5.
Spring Slam 5. So Tyler Aero defended his belt for the first time. Bruiser Battersby, past guest of our show.
Guest of the show. Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. No longer the champ.
Unfortunately,
he put his heart and soul into that cage match with Tyler Aero. I got to say, what a match. I keep coming back to that one scene with Bruiser on the top of the cage.
I was just thinking about that.
His head touching the ceiling of the arena, and he did a flip over.
How many wrestlers have to worry about the ceiling height when they're on top of a cage about to do a moonsault? Imagine if AJ Styles had to think about that. And he still pulled it off. It's like, I got about 6 inches, and he just made it happen, and it was amazing. Amazing.
I was sitting right there. He was right in front of me as Bruiser was doing it. He's about to do it, touches the ceiling.
Yeah, literally.
And he's like, and he hopes for the best.
And it looked great, and he did it.
And also, let's keep in mind, this is not a Ricochet-shaped wrestler. This guy is a heavyweight. He's a big boy, and he is agile. So he put his heart and soul into that match.
Another guy that's got all the tools. That's another one.
But you know what? A big win for Tyler Aero, and congratulations to Tyler. He's the first 2-time heavyweight champion of HBW, and he's keeping that belt warm for you. So that's real nice of him.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a good looking belt. But yeah, it'll be nice one day.
It's gonna be sitting right on that couch next to you, and when that happens, we're gonna be celebrating.
Jet riding,
limousine riding.
That's it.
Wheeling dealing, sons of a gun. A new up-and-comer, has been doing quite well, been there for over a year. I think you've heard of him. His name is Mason Rush. Another singles victory. Great show. Not without its issues, though. And Mr. Junior Power was the recipient of that loss. Can you walk us through? I think you had a good bird's-eye view of that match. What the heck happened there? Because there was nonstop commotion and pandemonium ran wild on that one.
Yeah, well, it started. I was getting ready for my match. We have different locker rooms. I cannot be in the same room as that guy. And I was getting ready, and I was kind of watching the ring, watching the match before me, making sure nothing funny would happen. And of course, Junior decided to get involved in the match. And Octavia and Desmond are friends of mine, and I'm not going to let Junior ruin a great tag title match. So I ran in and I pulled him off the ring and got him out of the match. Obviously, I couldn't hit anyone else in the match, which I wanted to. But, the refs came in, the J Squad separated us. And luckily, or else it would have been a brawl and we would have probably got them DQ'd from the match. So we got taken backstage and I went right to Rip and I demanded a match against Junior. Because
this is Rip Impact, your trainer.
This is Rip Impact, the great Rip Impact. And he agreed, just like Pierce, right? I was like, you're not letting this end like this. I need a match and I need it tonight. And he said, okay, I got you. And luckily, kept us apart, and then we had a match, and I took it out on him.
I'm foreseeing outside your locker room, right? And we have a camera planted there. I would have police and security waiting outside your door. And when it's time, they start banging on your door. The music starts playing, and you get escorted each time to the ring with the security and police. I smell a Goldberg type deal. We might need this because of the way Carless Dynasty is going.
I don't know. I don't know what to do, but I know that no matter what I do, I win. I beat all of them every time. And no matter how I do it, they go after the ref. It's not his fault you can't win. He counts to 3. That's his job. He raises my hand. Why do you have to go touch him? What did I do this time? I stood up for him. After the match, we had another brawl because Junior went after Kyle, the ref, and I threw him off of him. Right? Again, security comes in, breaks it up. But again, I'm not going to back down. I said that 2 podcasts ago, last podcast. And keep coming. I'll keep knocking him down. That's it.
You know, I feel like Carless Dynasty is like my dog Ollie here, you know, and you can check her out on Instagram at Chosen Ollie.
She's probably a little tougher and scarier than Carless Dynasty, to be honest.
Absolutely, and quite cuter, actually. But Ollie...
I don't know about that.
She stays by my...
Goldie, I'm just kidding.
But she stays by my side, and it feels like Carless Dynasty is like your Ollie. You know, they won't let it go. And how many more losses do they need before they get the picture? Like, they were chirping me on social media. Quite harassing, actually.
Yeah.
Telling me, who are you and what your opinion doesn't count. Well, I'm just managing the guy who's beating your butt. So, I don't know. Like,
that's it.
Guys, get the picture. You're done.
I would finish it off. I go, me against the tag champs. 2 versus 1. Or, give me a partner, Bruiser. Jack's doing one of my buddies. We'll take him on in 2 seconds. I got no problem with that. But, they love to get involved in matches they have no business in. And they love to talk a big game and then show up and eat the mat.
Listen, buddy, everybody wants the Mason Rush rub. That's what it comes down to it. They see the commotion when you come out and when you flex and the crowd goes wild. They're like, we need a piece of that. That's all it is. They're just trying to hang off your coattails. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, the photographers are showing up. The media's there. And, we put on a good show. Whoever I'm against, you're going to get some good publicity out of it.
Keep chirping, boys. Those belts going to come home then to the Rush Tourage.
That's the way it goes.
So speaking of our friends over at Hamilton Pro Wrestling, we've had quite a few guests so far. Like I mentioned, Bruiser Battersby was here before.
Yep. Hall of Fame.
Future HPW Hall of Famer. We got Vanna Black. Jax Williams has been blowing up our social media since his appearance. They were great guests. Real great of them to appear. Really enjoyed those episodes.
Hopefully they'll come back.
I hope so. I mean, listen, they're always traveling and doing a bunch of stuff.
They're busy. They're busy, but hopefully we'll find a time and get them back here.
And they're all about the fans, obviously. And we got a big guest coming up, so I think now we're ready to share.
All right. Okay. Yeah, now is the time.
Man, so he was the opener on the last card, right, at HPW?
He was the opener. He was one of the guys, when you go into HPW or the old HPW, there, the wall of banners of old events. And I would always look, and great poses, great emotion, facial expression, gimmick, costume. And I was like, that's a cool-looking wrestler. And that's the guy we're going to have next on our podcast.
And he's the one and only Van Blandon.
The barn burner.
That guy is high energy. He's high energy, higher energy, highest energy. Like, that guy is going nonstop.
Former HPW tag champ with Shane Silvers. Right, they held it for a long, long time, and then unfortunately lost it to Carless Dynasty. Ugh. But save that for another day. But yeah, he legendary wrestler, local hero, great guy,
and huge fan of Professional Wrestling, the podcast. He never misses an episode, and that's how it came together because he actually mentioned to us as far as really enjoying the show. And putting it together, and boom, you watch the show one day as a professional wrestler. Next day, you're on the show.
That's it. Just like that.
And a little sneak peek also, a giant AEW fan.
1 of 6 worldwide.
Well, we have JP, right, who's co-hosting me sometime on the show.
Yeah.
Brought me over to the dark side and convinced me, and then I got my Prince Nana shirt. And, I pay my $8 a month and I get Rampage and Collision. I get to watch them every single week.
As much as I chirp, I watch it every week. I watch AW every week. I know, and I really like it. Every time somebody tries to compare it to WWE, it irritates me because you can't compare apples and oranges. They're different fruits.
I'll even admit it that by the time I watch SmackDown and then Rampage comes on for that hour, within the first 20 minutes of Rampage, I'm usually like Ollie. This is how I usually react to Rampage. It's hard. It's hard to watch.
What's a Rampage?
What's a Rampage?
Yeah.
That's their Friday night.
I'm just kidding. But you get where I'm going with that.
Yes. Because they get a whopping, I think, 200,000 people watching it. It's in a weird time slot. It's Friday night.
It is
10
weird.
p.m.
It's like I just watched SmackDown. I kind of want a little more.
You usually have the wrestlers already in the ring as they start. They don't even get entrances for it.
Yeah.
You get Evil Uno, you get the Butcher and Blade.
And then half the matches are picture-in-picture commercial screens while you watch a commercial in a tiny little screen.
Stay with us, fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Picture-in-picture.
We have to pay our bills.
I'd like them one day to have the ending during the picture-in-picture and really mess it up.
There was a Tony Storm promo where that happened. Like the most important part of the promo cut to that commercial, and then they mentioned it in the following segment about how
they were leading up to that famous. She was previewing her new feature film, feature show,
and it went right into the commercial screen. And I was kind of happy about it personally. I'd rather watch a Burger King commercial than whatever she was saying.
Well, she is timeless. Tony Storm.
Yup.
Well, to Mason Rush's chagrin, when we do have Van Landen on, at some point we'll have the three of us sitting and talking.
I'll be on my best AEW behavior.
We're going to be talking a lot of AEW that episode, a lot of rapid fire, because I know when you're on, we have to keep it WWE only. Pretty much.
No, that is far from the truth. I like it all. I appreciate all wrestling. No bias. I just call it like I see it.
Let's be frank. Tony Khan calls us up and says, "Hey, Mason. Hey, Jonathan. Like what you guys are doing. We need you over for an AEW Dark match right before Rampage. I think the question is, what time you need us there, and let's grab our gear and go."
Yeah,
no doubt.
Do we wait a day for Triple H to match it, or?
I think what we do is we take the match.
Okay.
We send the footage over to Triple H, ask him what time we need to be there for Raw.
Got it.
Or we just show up to Raw one day and just say we're here.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have this idea. I was just going to go sleep in the parking lot at the NXT lot until they get bored and angry enough to just say, okay, just come in. Just stay there.
Pretty sure that's what Darby Allin did for the longest time. And eventually Tony Khan just said, yeah, come on in. And here we are.
Shows perseverance.
That's one of the things I'll say about AEW. You think about it, you got the Darby Allins of this world, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is no Darby Allin. We're not talking about him. We don't even really know probably who he is without AEW. We have a world of just WWE. Imagine how many of these AEW. Think about Orange Cassidy. There is no Orange Cassidy. Yeah, he's out in the Indies, but he's not becoming the mainstream guy he is without AEW.
Yeah.
AEW, MJF. There's a lot of careers. Cody Rhodes. You think about. There's so many people that benefited already from AEW.
Yeah, it's true. I agree. I don't disagree with any of that.
It's all going to be coming through, buddy. It's all going to be coming through. So Hamilton Pro Wrestling. We are now sitting here, finished off the last event. We're
3-0.
3-0. So what are you foreseeing this year for Mason Rush? And where's the next directions match-wise? Can you share with us at this point? A little sneak peek for the fans.
Well, whatever shows Hamilton is going to book, assuming they want me on them, that's my first priority. And then I have 2 shows booked in Oshawa for April and June, I believe. And I hold weekends open for whatever comes. I don't overbook myself. I like to focus on certain events that, I want to do as opposed to oversaturating it. But always open to bookings, always open to putting on a good show, and just training. My goal is to get better. Right? I compete. I have put on good shows, but there's still lots of work to do. So regular training at HPW and shows when they come up.
Listen, as your manager at Chosen Lawyer, we get those DMs. We know the people inquiring. I got to say, you're focusing on developing your career.
Yeah, the offers don't cut. They're there. People ask to do. It's about picking and choosing the ones that make sense and what the team thinks about the decisions.
Absolutely. And it begins and ends with Mr. Rip Impact. And I got to say, every time I see him over at the events, he's running around doing a million things at once. And, all the wrestlers, really, really enjoy him as far as a human being, as far as his teachings. And Rip Impact's just a great, great dude. And you really, really fell into like a great wrestling teacher and mentor. He's just freaking awesome.
My night was made before I even put on my gear. When I went up to check to see if my name would be on the famous menu list, which it usually isn't.
This is the HPW event.
It's it's an unspoken big deal to be on that thing. And I see the Ace Cannon nachos, the Bruiser Battersby fries, right? And
Bruiser Battersby burger.
And the BMOS nachos, like, right? And it's like one day, it'd be cool to be on there. And so I was like, walk over and what do you know? A Mason Rush chili cheese fries. And that made my night. And then the wrestling was just a bonus.
I was going to ask you, do they pick ahead of time? Like the way you have like a baseball player with the walkout music, did they tell you ahead of time? Or did you just find out when you showed up and you saw it on the menu?
I don't think you ask to be on the menu. I think that's a guaranteed way to not be on the menu.
No, but did they clear with you at a time which menu item, or did they surprise you?
No, you know what? And if you ever wanted to do a calendar, I wouldn't need to choose my month either.
What month would it be?
I usually choose your birth month, but if Jack's is February, I'm not competing with that guy. So but hey, listen, a charity HBW calendar. Maybe you never know.
You never ever know. It comes down to what the Hulkster always said: train, say your prayers, and eat your vitamins. That's the recipe for success.
That's it.
Amazing. Future's looking bright. He's at Mason Rush 33. You can find him on social media. Star of Hamilton Pro Wrestling. And we'll be back next week with another great episode with special guest,
the barn burner,
Mr. Van
Landon.
This is Professional Wrestling Podcast.